Yeah, morning everybody. You're welcome to the Daily Digest with Jimi Disu. And today is Friday. It's the last one for the week, and of course it's dedicated towards youth development, like I promised. That's what we're talking about. So I have Tosin here. Good morning, Tosin. How are you? They can't hear you. This is
Good morning,
you reserve this voice for the other room. How are you?
Fine,
Well, I'm going to come back to get to your own story, but let me finish with
all right.
Mr. Architect Ovie Binite. Okay, that's
Binitier.
right. Binitier.
Fantastic.
We used to call him Binite. I went to school with I can't remember his first name. When you're in school, you always call each other by surname. I was in university with one of them.
Yeah.
But it's the Benites that owned the Fela's place in Ikeja. Oh, it's a different one.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have you.
Thank you.
He's an architect and a plumber, and I thought we should talk a bit about artisanship. Is that right?
That's right.
Yes. So that let me tell you. Let me give a very quick background. Generally, we tend to want our kids to go to university. And usually when they go to university, they come back to be hairdressers, they come back to be all kinds of things. There are some children or some, even adults that are not geared towards tutelage, they're not geared towards academics. They're hands-on people, they can make very good with their lives, but they're just not geared towards, they're not prone towards being able to be an academic. And I believe very strongly that, believe you me, there could be more than half the population that have that problem. A lot of us squeeze ourselves through university and then don't know what to do with ourselves. It's in that light I'd like to ask Mr. Binite. This artisanship thing is still at the very lower cadre of our society. It's like a fallback. If you have a child who's not doing too well, let me say, do you understand a bit of Yoruba? Make him go and learn something. Yeah. But it's not well structured. And I believe very strongly, because again, in the Western world, once you can do something, you have the opportunity, once you are that inclined, to develop and get to the apex. One of the richest people in the UK, do you know who they are?
Plumbers and carpenters.
Not necessarily taxi drivers.
Well, that's true.
Yes, black cab drivers.
Yeah.
You could be a foremost banker, and your next door neighbor is a cab driver, and his income is just like yours. So, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, the artisan is thought of as the bottom of the society, but they prop up the society, because without them, nothing stands. And sadly, we are pushed away from working with our hands as a nation. We've been pushed away from working with our hands. But the only real way to make a living is by working with your hands.
Especially nowadays.
Well, I mean,
there are no blue-collar jobs to be, no white-collar jobs to be taken.
The whole of civilization has been built on working with our hands.
That's true.
But working with your hands requires you to learn. Now, the next question is, who are you learning from? Right? So, at some point in our nation, technical schools were shut down because people in policy-making positions decided that we don't need technical schools, we need universities. So city and guilds that operated in Nigeria shut down and left Nigeria.
Wow, I remember
City and Guilds does not have an office in Nigeria. They have an office in Ghana. And guess what? We import artisans from Togo,
Ghana.
from Benin, from Ghana, who are trained. So when you want to do your tiling, you say, look for the people from Benin. Why? Because they have gone through a structured training. We don't train. Apprenticeship can only happen after you've been trained.
Well, we have a training system where, a guy wants to learn how to be a mechanic. He goes for training for the first 1 year. He goes to buy rice and beans and dodo for the oga in the afternoon, and knows where to buy amala in the morning, and knows where to buy amala in the afternoon. What a non-fan belt.
Exactly. Exactly.
So for the first 1 year, that's what he'll be doing.
Exactly. So I was 48 years old when, I had supervised the building of a hundreds of millions cost of personal house.
Yes.
2 days after he moved in, start breaking walls because pipes are leaking.
Yes. Yes.
And the tragedy is the tiles weren't bought locally. And there aren't enough tiles to recover the places that have been broken. So all the tiles that came in from Italy were scrapped.
Italian tiles.
Hey, were scrapped, and local tiles were used to recover the bathroom. And
it looked horrible, wouldn't it?
Well, your taste was originally Italian. Now you're stuck with what you ran away from ab initio. Now, why is that? Because the people who did the job didn't know what they were doing. The people who were to supervise them also didn't know what to expect from them. Now, nobody supervises the artisan in Nigeria.
No, the artisan is not even... Is it true that in a place like Ghana, before you can set up a mechanical workshop, you must be certified?
Absolutely.
Is it true? That is true.
It's true.
And Togo too?
If you are a plumber in Ghana, to work in Ghana, you must have a certificate to show that you are trained, that you know what you're going to do.
It's not like that.
Of course, it's not like
I've
that.
seen people who have hung around a professional for 6 months and before
and they carried a tool bag and they're ready to work. And you trust them. And you pay them up front. And they walk away with your money. After doing whatever it is that they want to do, they walk away and leave you with the problem. You call him 5-6 times. He gets tired of seeing your phone. He throws his SIM card away, buys another SIM, and moves on with his life. And you're left with the disaster on your hands.
How can we practically, I'm not talking theory now.
Yes.
But how can we practically arrest that? Because look, some of these things that you actually even do find in buildings coming down, for example.
Absolutely.
Some of it might not necessarily be compromise. It could be lack of expertise at that middle level.
Look, now, I said the artisan doesn't know what he's doing. The professional who is supposed to supervise him also does not know what he should do. Now, see, the mess cascades from all the way up down there. Now, what's the process of training an artisan in Nigeria? If you go to a technical school, for instance, MBTE, if you look at the curriculum of MBTE to train a plumber, it's going to be in school for 2 years. What do you want to teach him in 2 years? You want to teach him chemistry. He doesn't need chemistry. He doesn't need physics. He wants to know how to cut a pipe if he's a plumber, for instance.
Yes.
How to join, two adjoining pieces of wood if it's a carpenter. How to mix the right texture of, quality of paint if it's a painter. That's what he needs to understand.
How long would that kind of training take?
Now, haven't trained. Now, I trained online because I couldn't find where to train.
Wait a minute. Now, you say you're an architect. You describe yourself.
I'm an architect.
As an architect and a plumber.
Yes, I'm an architect.
So which one did you train online? Architecture?
No, I graduated architecture school in 1987.
Where?
In the Soviet Union.
Okay.
Now, I was working in the bank when it became clear to me, after that experience I just told you about, it became clear to me that there's a disaster in our hands. And God told me to go and learn plumbing. When I told my wife I was going to learn plumbing, she said I was mad. I mean,
how did you know that?
I was 48.
Did he write you a letter? Did he send you a mail?
Okay, so this is how it happened. Knowing the challenge that we were facing, I was contemplating what to do. And then I opened The Guardian and I saw the society that does not give attention to basic handwork, plumbing.
It's not going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere. We have neither its pipes hold water nor its policies build a society. The moment that plumbing came out, it became clear to me that this was what I should do.
And you believe it was God that was telling you?
Absolutely.
Or it was a coincidence?
No. I don't believe in coincidences.
But how do you cross-check
Anyway,
I want to veer. Wait.
we're
Cool down. Wait.
veering away from artisans.
Wait.
Okay.
You can't escape just like that.
Okay.
There are things that are called coincidences that inspire you.
I agree.
But when people say that God told them, I'd like to see some proof that God told them.
Well, because, like the Bible says, how can you say you love a man that you see? You love God that you don't see when you don't love the man that you see. So God is not a finite thing that we can hold. So I cannot point you.
Therefore, to say that
it's either you choose to believe me or not. I will just move on. If you don't believe me, that's great.
I didn't say I didn't believe you.
I know.
I just wanted proof.
Well, not all things are provable. For instance, what's in between my
you are nodding your head. Does God talk to you? Then He talks to me too.
He talks to all of us. Are we paying attention? Is the next thing. Anyway, so
okay. So let's get back to.
I'm an architect. I'm a plumber.
Yeah, a plumber.
Yes.
So, which is significant because anybody would have thought that you'd have first of all been a plumber before you now decided to move up in quotes.
Well, so that is the tragedy. Moving up. There's nothing like that in reality because you find your niche. We are here to solve problems for people.
The problem you are talking about moving up, you have it also even in the media. Like everybody believes in newspaper, for example, that the editor is the boss. Not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
You could have a call. I mean, the late Larry King.
Yeah.
Wasn't the most senior person, or even Amampo ahead isn't the most senior person. But I mean, hey, she's the highest paid. She was the highest paid at some point. So it's not a matter of promotion. It's a matter of Okay, let me. I've interacted with a plumber before in the UK. Came to do some work. Fully equipped. He came with his van. He had his dungarees on. Every single thing that he needed. He didn't tell me that let me run back. He came. He. You can see how professional he was. From the way he stood. He would inspire confidence in you. He asked the right questions and went straight to the problem. And guess what? They live well. They well paid.
They earn well.
Earn well.
Yes.
Do you earn well as a plumber?
I do.
So okay,
I don't work for everybody.
Between being an architect and being a plumber, which one is most lucrative for you now?
No, it's not. It's not about that, right?
I'm not the tax man. Which one is more lucrative?
No. For me, it's neither here nor there. Whose problems am I solving?
Let us talk cash first.
No.
Which one? Wait. This is a Nigerian society.
Okay. As a plumber, I have earned more
than as an architect.
As an architect.
That's all I wanted to know.
Because I solve your problem. Your car breaks down on Third Mainland Bridge. The mechanic turns around and says, "Oga, bring 50,000. Let me go." And because you need to get out of there, you are willing to pay. But
okay, don't mind me.
I listen to you now.
I'm a cantankerous human being.
I know.
But okay, so now for the younger people, because this program actually on Fridays is geared towards younger people. Are you in the midst of setting up some academy?
Okay, so
or what exactly are you advocating now?
Training. Everything you do is learned.
Do you have a facility that people can key into?
I train. Yes.
Is it formal?
It's formal.
Do you are you certified? Do you get a certificate at the end of it?
Yes, you get certificate at the end of it. And then
how many years?
9 Saturdays.
What is 9?
9 Saturdays of 8 hours each. At the end of which you will now do a 3, 4, 6 months maximum rigorous apprenticeship. And
that is every day.
Yes,
so if you take 9 Saturdays, that is 9
72
weeks.
hours of training.
Okay, so let's just say everything will be rounded up in a year.
Yes, absolutely. In 6 months, you're good to go.
Now, what is the entry level? So what certificate do you get? You're certified by who?
Okay, so you get my certificate. You paid me, so you get my certificate. And then I get you to sit for City and Guilds.
Online.
And you pass. I want you to get your city and
some will fail.
Don't. Well, I mean,
no, I'm just when you said you
everywhere.
pass. I don't want to give the impression that it's automated that you pass.
No, it's not automated.
I want to ask if you have a money back guarantee that okay, if I sit,
I wish.
For city,
I wish.
Can I get my money
I
back?
wish.
Yeah, okay. So is there any entry level minimum stances or whatever?
Read and write.
Once you can read and
Once
write.
you can read, they are primary prerequisites, because in today's world you need to be current with trends. So you must be able to read. Go online, read. You don't need to buy a book. I used to go under Ojuelegba Bridge to go and buy plumbing books when I was learning. I got books imported to learn, So the most critical question an artisan will ask himself is, why is this happening? Because if you don't know why it is happening, don't do anything. You just complicate the whole problem.
So okay, so if I get certified as a plumber with my city and guilds, what next? I can go work in a multinational.
You can work anywhere.
Okay, like let me get personal.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't normally
It's
do
okay.
this. But if I walk up to Julius Berger with my certificate as a plumber,
Yes.
what do I get?
They'll put you to a test.
Yes, but what do I get? What job will I be offered? You have to be practical, Mr. Benite. Because these are the questions people are going to ask me.
You'll be offered a job,
As
first of
what?
all, as a plumber. If you're a plumber, for instance, if you get trained as a tiler.
No, if you are certified,
Yes.
what level entry job? Entry level job can you get?
I in Nigeria, excuse me, in Nigeria, you're going to be put, at the level of, in civil service balance.
Yeah.
They have grade level 1 and all that stuff.
Yes, okay, let's do civil service. Yeah.
Maybe we put on grade level 4. Now that is part of the problem, because you made reference to the UK. Now, you can remain an artisan in the industry
For life.
and earn more than the.
But I just told you, for example, the last I checked, I think sometime last year, house where I was, 2 doors away was a taxi driver.
Yeah.
Black cab driver.
Yes.
Living well.
Yes.
We are far from there, though.
No.
Do you think that we need to wake up our legislator and indeed the executive to brush up this, so that we don't have people struggling to write JAMB over and over and over again, and so on and so
The challenge is,
forth? Yes.
Feta, would you marry a plumber?
Why are you asking Feta?
Yeah. Okay.
You've been looking at her.
Okay.
You had to. I know those diversionary tactics.
Okay.
You've been looking here and you're asking Feta. Ask her. I'm joking.
I don't. No. I want to ask her. I want to ask her a different question.
Yes.
As a parent, if your son told you that I want to be a carpenter, what would be your reaction?
I'll be happy.
No, I'm not asking you. I'm asking her.
Oh, sorry. Let me keep my mouth
Yes.
shut.
So you see, the artisan is looked at as the dregs of society.
Yeah, but we can turn that around with determination. We can turn that around.
The determination is going to come from me as an adult who gets into
Sorry, Mr.
into
Benite,
power.
do you know, because we are running out of time.
Yes.
Do you know why I said with time is because look at you, for example.
You can't legislate it.
After being what my Yoruba people will call an architect.
Yes.
After being an architect, you went to learn plumbing.
Yes.
Some of the carpenters that you see, some of them have first degrees, they still go back, to pick up a profession that you would have thought they would think is beneath them. But I think we will get there. So I'm glad to hear. So young people, bottom line is, if you look at very well, you'll be able to do a formal apprenticeship. Not just with Mr. Benite, I'm sure there are loads of people like him.
But
and then you'll be able to get certificate. Yes, to get
formally.
trained. And then my advice is, at the end of it all, look out and shop for a professional exam that you can do. 9:23. Time allows me just one call. Let me pick that call now quickly. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, morning.
Good morning.
Quickly, please. We're running out of time.
No, I'm just listening to what you guys are saying. I think that one of you can tell us is that any person who is a good plumber and certified or electrician in Nigeria will never be poor. There is no country on earth that has enough electricians and plumbers.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Please, next time you call in, try and switch off your radio. 9:24, Mr. Beniti, thank you very much for coming. We'll have you again, some other time. And so we'd like to take a break now, have less than a minute. When we do come back, I'm going to be talking to Tosin and asking her a few things. Tosin is also a youth. Are you a youth?
I'm a youth.
A youth. No, you're a big youth. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
At me because I don't have 200 naira to give him.
Europe is concerned about Taiwan because America is concerned about Taiwan.
You can't say you don't like trouble. Well, trouble has come, so what are you going to do? Negotiate?
It's all day long, 24/7. On your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Let's talk.
Moves must be made. My people just to work hard. Dreams and challenges motivate us. But sometimes, when the journey gets tiring, all we need is something to push our limits.
Yeah, reactor, ignite your energy, bring out your inner champion. Reactor, ignite your energy, bring out your inner champion.
Energy drink. What you need to push your limits.
Reactor.
Push your limits.
It don't land o. Driver app for Nigeria don't land o. High ride cab, not the name. Now high ride cab, they give them driver commission for Niger. Anytime high ride carry you, now so cool enjoyment inside that their car when clean sellers plus including Sankpele security. Every journey na extra point inside your reward book. And anytime you pay with you can download our app sharp from Apple and Google Play Store.
You also have the option of fixed fare or fare estimate. High ride, choose your fare. Let's ride.
Start your day with the nutritious and delicious goodness of Golden Morn. Now available in 30 grams, 45 grams, 300 grams, 600 grams, and 900 grams packs. A pack size for everyone. Golden Morn. Make every day golden.
It's midnight. You're on an important call. Suddenly you hear,
you have 1 minute remaining.
You quickly check your wallet, and there's no cash. What if you could recharge without cash and even get some bonus? Low on credit? No problem. Recharge your MTN line by downloading my MTN NG app or dial *904# to buy airtime directly from your bank account anytime, any day, and enjoy a 15% bonus on every recharge. Yes, it's that easy. MTN. What are we doing today?
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This is Daily Digest with Jimi Disu.
So you're welcome back. And that was Architect Beniti spoke about apprenticeship, which I think we need to think. I didn't even know. Apparently, you can even learn some of these things online and then take the certified exam. You see, because it's one thing for you to learn a trade, it's another thing for you to be confident that you will get it done very well. The simple things, like even wallpaper and little things like that. Yes. You do have a problem. If have you ever been to any of like Cotonou, Togo?
Yes.
next time you go, look at the houses. Look at the symmetry.
I know that a couple of all these people with handwork, the very good ones are from that.
They're from that side now. The tailors,
yes, the
Senegalese
painters,
tailors,
yes,
painters
they're from that side.
If you look at some buildings like this, you say, "Oh,
the tilers, those guys that do POP."
Yes,
a lot of them are from that.
So if you want to build what you will call Nigerians will call a befitting mansion, you have to go across the border.
Yes, go and get it.
Very sad. Then Tosin, how are you?
Hi, sir.
Tosin Yayeni, as you know, wrote a book one time, which we reviewed. About going through the travels that she went through in her. Is that your first marriage, or that's the only marriage you've had? Are you divorced now?
That's the only marriage I've had.
Are you divorced
now? Yes, I'm divorced.
You're now Miss. You're available.
Yes, I'm Miss.
Are you looking forward to repeating the class, going back again?
Of course.
Of course. You think you'll get it right now?
I will, definitely.
You will. You wrote that book, about your experience, and I wonder what the reaction has been to it.
So the book...
The LIRS don't work on Fridays. So did you make good money from it?
Yes.
We
did. But then, so I think basically most people were, especially people who know me, why they were open to, I want to know what the book is all about, was because maybe they probably thought the book was going to be me sharing in details about my experience.
Yes.
But it wasn't. It wasn't.
You disappointed them.
But it was much more. It was much more, especially for people who are going through similar cases and need some form of healing, and just to be able to grow out of that phase and move on with their life.
I wonder, how long did your divorce take?
It took 1 year and 2 months.
In Lagos, yeah?
Yes. No, in Ota.
Ogun State?
Yes.
In Lagos, it will take much longer.
No, funny enough. I just finished the case now, and it took me like 7 months.
Oh, I forgot that you're a lawyer.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Because, you see, people do have this thing about divorce cases that it will take forever.
Yeah. It actually depends on the parties involved. Mm-hmm. It depends on the parties involved. If they are... the word I use is coconut head. If either of the parties have coconut head, then of course
all kinds of tricks will.
Yes, it will stretch.
Correct me if I'm wrong, though. What I hear is the best way to approach this divorce is, I hear that if it's 2 years you've been separated,
yes,
it needs the whatever of two of you, the consent of the two parties. Is that right?
No,
it makes it easier.
It just makes it easier. It makes it more straightforward.
If it is 3 years, I am not doing again. I'm not doing again. It doesn't take cognizance of whether the other party.
3 years separation.
Separation.
Yes.
And that separation is in the real sense.
Yes.
No hanky panky.
No. Once you do one form of hanky panky, the 3 years
start counting again.
Yes.
So you are listening. If you're separated from your madam and you are sure you don't want to do again, don't let her come and greet the children in case they're in your place and sleep over, or else you start counting from
again
if it's 2 years,
yes,
11 months or something. You start counting again.
Yes.
So is divorce such a bad thing? I find that so many women just feel that I don't want the divorce, it's stigma and so on and so forth. I look at it as freedom. I'm liberal-minded about these things because it is not easy for two people to stay together. It's not a case of who is guilty of what now. Even if the two of you have one is a pope and another one is the lima, what do they call the other?
Because they are human beings.
But they are human beings.
Yes, and they grew up in different scenarios.
And it is important for people to know that the two of you could be the best people on the face of the earth, but you are just not compatible.
Yes.
And I know all kinds of things have caused separation, even snoring. Yes.
For those kinds of
dirty habits.
Yes.
If a man, for example, is a drunk, a man corrects me on Friday night. There are some people, and when they drink, 3 houses away, you still be smelling. You will be, like my friends are perceiving the odor.
But those issues can be sorted out.
Yes,
they can be talked about and sorted out. So I do divorce cases, but I don't. It has to be really bad, like really toxic, like life endangered, for me to do it.
Yeah, but why? Wouldn't you take up? What if two people actually walked up to you, holding hands, and say to you, "Look, we are not compatible. It doesn't happen on this part of town, and not too much, but in other climes, two people can actually sit down over a cup of coffee and say that, and they'll be the best of friends.
Well,
I believe that people should be open-minded.
Like for example,
if it's not working, it's not working.
A few weeks ago, someone walked up to me, a lady. That she actually wants to file for a divorce. So, but when she started to talk about it, she said she just needed to do that. It's not as if both of she and her husband are not in good terms anymore. But she wants to file it because she wants to be able to. She's outside the country. He's here in Nigeria. She wants to file it so that she wants to be able to invite him over.
That's a technicality, really.
Yes. That's in that kind of case, it's not as if they have issues or they have.
No. That's people do all kinds of things for technical reasons. But even in reality, you do find even some couples live next to each other. I mean, if they have a duplex, for example, okay, you take the left ring, I'll take the right.
Oh, yes.
And everybody lives.
It happens.
You do find, though, that people sometimes say, oh, for the sake of the children. Can I go personal and ask you if you ever thought at the time you're doing your divorce that for the sake of the children, it's better that you remain with your husband?
No, I never considered it.
You never thought that. And do you think your children are better off now?
Yes.
Because they're with you, they're safe.
Yes, they are safe, and then they are not seeing all of that toxicity.
Yes. Yeah, because I think I saw this in a movie. I can't remember. I don't know the way my brain works these days. But something that said to the effect that it's better from children to come from a broken home than to live in it. I think I saw it. Can't remember if I saw it in the
Depends.
The one I say live in it is
and to live in a toxic marriage. Yes, it's better. Way better.
Even if there's no physical violence. Verbal abuse and all kinds of things is not good for children to see. It would affect them psychologically. So, are you in the process of going back to that industry again?
Which industry is that?
Oh,
the marital.
Yes,
of course. I said it now, Uncle Jimmy. Now.
No, you said you wanted, so I said, are you now in
the process? Oh, no, I've not.
You're taking your time.
No,
because
I'm ready.
It's not easy because you're going to be looking for somebody who can be a father to those two kids.
Exactly. So the bar is raised. Let me put it that way.
The bar is raised?
Yes.
How high?
It's high.
What is raised in the bar? Is it the financial aspect?
Everything.
Or the age?
Spirituality. Everything. Everything.
You want a pope? A bishop?
No, not necessarily. It doesn't have to have the
title. A venerable?
It doesn't have to have the title, Uncle Jimmy.
Okay, so and how's your business doing?
Yeah,
how old are you though?
I'll be 36 in
36.
June.
Yeah, that's why. I tell you why. I just suddenly had this idea out of frustration of all the nonsense that's going on in politics that wants to send me to an early grave. So I split up the program and I had Friday for youth development.
Okay.
Now, youth development would be like what Mr. Benite came to do, teaching them, advising, and also to follow up on the young people that I know so that they can serve as an example. Do you know how many people were in the same situation you were? And I see wallowing in it as we speak.
Very true.
As we speak. I wonder what you think of single motherhood. I tell you what I mean. There's a case that I had to transfer to Lagos State, for example, of a lady got pregnant for the guy. The guy just walks away. Now she has a child, no allowance, but the bigger problem that she has is showing the son
who's the
father. You know, in the celebrated case, I don't want to mention names, but the celebrated case we had in Lagos, the son in question, it was in his late 20s or early 30s, and was the mother said that the guy threatened to kill her unless she could show her who his father is. And as if he's in prison, let me know that he's in. Yeah. Oh, sorry, we don't call them prison anymore. We call them correctional facilities, whatever that means. So that's the purpose of Friday. So I have this case. There are loads of single mothers out there.
I have loads of them that are.
When Mrs. Vivo, Adeni
yes.
was here. She was on our program on Saturday. I was shocked. I didn't even know that it's an offense to abandon the pregnant woman.
It is.
How many years?
It's an offense also not to be financially responsible to the children that you have.
What if you have lost your job and you don't have anything?
But at least you need to do something.
How?
I've seen cases in courts where the father would say he has lost his job. Meanwhile, really, truly, and truly, he hasn't lost his job. But of course, he knows that saying that in court will probably will obviously reduce the a court order stating that he should pay so amount of money for the upkeep of the children. It happens.
So if, like Mrs. Adeni said now, if you do have if you knock up a woman as a man, whether you're married or not, you're responsible for life.
Yes.
Right.
For that child.
What if you believe that the usual excuses are, I wasn't the only one. I saw Chinedu jump the fence one day. I saw this one. I saw that one with her. So is that an excuse?
It's not an excuse. Now the woman knows who knocked her up.
But how does she prove it? Can the court
DNA
order?
now.
Can the court order a DNA?
Yes. Yes.
So if you keep saying that I'm not the one, the court will order that a DNA. Who pays for that DNA?
She can be the one to pay for it. He can be depending on how the lawyer is able to convince the judge to
get him to pay for it.
Get him to pay for it.
But what if it's just a setup? What if I was going on my own jejely? I don't know anything. Then I'll not pay for DNA again. Okay, so in a case like that, if somebody says I got, it cannot be him or her in this case. It have to be her. If somebody says, I don't know this publicity, but if somebody says that you got her pregnant, you do a DNA and it turns out to be negative, can I sue the woman?
You may, if you want.
For
to.
what? Damages for what?
Damages now. Emotional. Their lawyers can
but would that be fair? Because, you did the do.
But then, well, like I said, it depends.
If you look at it critically, you're an interested party.
Yes. But then you are telling me, well, so what if I had, maybe for example, the man had a family.
Yes.
And then you have put my family in jeopardy because you came to say this child belongs to me.
But I had to say that because you are a shareholder. You just didn't make an executive director. You are a shareholder in the enterprise. Because once that is, once it is proven that
he's not the
once it is proven that he took part in whatever produced whether it's laying the foundation or creating the baby itself, I think somebody must pay to determine who actually owns. But I tell you this, and I'm saying this for the sake of the men. As a man, even you should be interested in case you have a child out there that you haven't even identified. That is what any well brought up person should. It shouldn't be the woman forcing you. If you know, first, this is what it is. Sure. If you know you don't want to do the time, don't do the crime. Okay? So if you know that you are not ready in any manner for any children, then you better just don't go near a woman.
But unfortunately, we have a lot of men.
Yes.
Who are supposed fathers who
they will be taught a lesson.
Who are not interested.
The times have changed now. From the briefing I got from Mrs.
Yes.
I don't know, and the level of awareness that people have now. I don't like the idea of just treating a woman anyhow when you were happy, you were loving, you were this thing that I love you, that was going on. Then an accident, it could be an accident, it could be predetermined, but in doing it yourself, you should be aware. So I think that women need to stand up.
Yes.
I'm getting tired of hearing cases of women subjecting their current boyfriend, to come and handle the damage done by a previous person. Then suddenly the child becomes your child. And when they say it in Yoruba, it's even worse. Omo law school. And you look back. Our lines are open 0700 993 993 993. And the female line is 014657190. I'm happy that you're doing very well. Your chambers is okay?
Yes, so we do.
The book is selling?
Yeah, I'm also into real estate, so.
But it goes hand in hand.
Yes,
really.
yes,
That goes
yes.
hand in hand. And you're looking good, you know. So you didn't allow this challenge bog you down.
No.
Yeah, very good. One day it would be nice if you could tell your real story.
Yeah,
it
wasn't an easy journey, Uncle Jimmy.
I know.
It's 8 years now.
I know, but the end justifies the means.
Yes.
The end justifies the means. It's a pity I don't have access to a YouTube something, or else I'm sure most of the guys there are looking at say, they're coming up with all kinds of. Some will be asking, the 2 children that you have, how old are they, and so on and so forth. But you have full custody of the children.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's good. May I ask if their dad asks of them anytime at all, or is still angry?
I just tried my best to encourage him to.
Yes, that is very good. That's very good, especially if you have a boy.
Yes, I have a boy.
If I have a boy, boys always want to know who their daddies are. They want to be able to relate to them. I plead with him to put all this behind him and try and be a good father as the least that it could be. But you know, it happened before. He might come back apologizing. They could turn a new leaf. Is there a place in your heart? I'm not asking you to ask Dr. Yeni or his darling wife, who's her birthday next week.
Yes.
Is it not? What day is it next week?
3rd of May.
3rd of May is what day?
That's a...
3rd of May is what day? Feta.
That's a Tuesday. Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. Maybe we should bring Mrs. Ayeni for Diabomi.
Maybe we should bring her. Who
will bring her from Iju?
She has a driver. He will bring her.
At least if they leave home at 5:30, they'll get here. No, but even if they leave home at 6 through the 3rd mainland bridge from Iju,
yes,
she'll definitely make it. So can I leave it to you to bring Mrs. Ayeni here?
Yes. Yes.
Is a done deal?
The done deal.
She has what does she do? Is she also a doctor?
No, she's a retired banker. She's also
banker.
She's also an author. Yeah, she has a book.
A book on what?
On boys. Training young boys.
When your dad read your book, how did he feel?
Maybe, I don't know, proud. I guess.
He felt proud.
Proud, my daughter.
Did you look at his eyes very well? I remember I was shade up.
I wasn't there when he read it. When he was reading.
He didn't sound any emotional or whatever. He could have
just said it's a good book, and of course he pushed it out to everybody, all of his friends, and
Well, that's it, everybody. I mean, that's the story of Tosin. I'm glad that there's improvement. From time to time, we'll be calling on her, find out what she's doing, because she's one of my various children. I have so many of them, and I'd like to hear from young people. If you want to come and tell us what you're doing, to encourage other people. Now listen carefully. When I say tell us what you're doing, it must be something that is significant, okay? And there must be a story behind it. So between doing estate business, law, you also have a YouTube channel.
Yes,
right?
I have a YouTube channel.
What do you talk to people?
And it's like an interview session, just interviewing random people.
On what?
Who's gone through
this kind of
trying time. No, not something similar. It can be anything. It can be loss of a spouse, loss of a job, health challenges, and they've come out of it and they're.
It's a pity I don't talk about my personal life. It would have been nice to have you come talk to me.
Yes, now, Uncle Jimmy. Maybe, who knows? Maybe God can speak to you.
Excuse me. Uncle Jimmy. What do you mean? God speaks to me all the time. No, I just again, sometimes in that place that I cannot mention, they treat people for hearing voices. So you got to be careful. You got to be careful with this hearing of voices. But look, that's a personal thing. 9:48. Let me pick one call. Hello, that call has been persistent. Hello, good morning. Please turn off.
Hello, good morning.
Turn off the radio where you are.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Who is speaking? Who is speaking? Who is speaking?
Good morning, our guest in the studio.
Yes, go on.
This is Chinenwa calling.
Okay, go on.
Yeah. So the question I want to ask is, let's say the two people that divorced go on their separate ways.
Yes.
And the children now grows up and decided to unite the both parties.
Yes.
So and they too accepted to come back again. How do they do it? Do they go to court again to seek for a reunion?
You start all over. You start all over again. You go and marry again. You go carry.
Yes, you go carry wine again.
You might skip the engagement part. But if you want, but you don't have to be married, really. Well, that's from a practical standpoint. You can easily just come back together.
No, you have to.
You be pastor. I'm talking from and you're a lawyer, but I'm talking by the time you come back, your children are grown and everything. I think that must people be married?
Uncle Jimmy, are you asking me? If I answer that question, I'll be answering based on my spiritual, personal belief. Yes, they have to be married.
Because if you are not married, you can't. I know what you're talking about.
Yes, Uncle Jimmy. Uncle Jimmy, I don't know about that.
Feta, why are you feeling uncomfortable? Have you been doing something you cannot admit? The funny thing is, when you get to a particular age, you begin to loosen yourself from some, you're just losing yourself there because there's practicality.
I totally understand.
At a particular age, why would you? This is what Bolati told my daughter. Says. He says, "Well, why do you want to be branded? Again, you don't need that kind of branding. Just live your life quietly." Okay, so Tosin, it would be nice to have you. So, do I get a guarantee that Mrs. Ayeni will be here?
Yes, she'll be here.
You bring her yourself.
I'll bring her.
That's
I'll
fantastic.
ensure she's here, not bring her.
And as she's coming, there's a pending issue of the cake.
I'll tell her.
Now, I didn't say I want a birthday cake. I should give her a birthday cake. But she should have given me a slice of the cake that she cut the last time.
It's sorted.
It's sorted?
Yes. It's sorted.
I don't like, my doctor said I shouldn't drink anything sweet. It should have alcohol inside though.
No, she'll drink water. She doesn't drink alcohol.
She don't have to drink it. I want it. Baba, I can't pray for her with an ordinary eye.
Water is good for your health.
It's good for your health. Okay. Thank you very much, Tosin. We'll see you again maybe in a few months.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's where we are going to end this Friday's edition. Please let more young people get in touch. Let's all get together and develop ourselves and be a source of inspiration to each other. In this, for this program that I'm doing, I'm an honorary youth, or what the reggae people will call I'm a big youth. Okay, no skanking. Is that the right word? Tell me now. I don't even know what skanking is. Okay, so Wahala. It's that. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to have the discourse with Jimi Disu at 9:00, and it's going to be interactive. We'll look at the current news and educate ourselves, phone in like an open mic, and then I'll also phone in, and we'll just look at the current news. Okay. So thank you, Tosin. Thank you for that. What's Up Lagos comes up next. Meanwhile, I'm going straight to Azobia for As It Dey Hot. That will come up later tonight at 7. See ya.